do y'all ever watch King of Queens reruns episodes? King of Queens? Anybody? Samuel? Long time ago. So the premise is the father and the husband and the wife all live together, and the wife comes home and does all the cooking. And one night she didn't show up to cook, and the husband and the father were sitting at the kitchen table, and they were literally just sitting there. What's going on? Because Carrie, the wife, didn't show up to feed them, and they just kept sitting there staring at each other and staring at each other. And then all of a sudden, where is she? I don't know. And they just started yelling, Carrie. They didn't move. They didn't walk around. Carrie. And then he would yell, Carrie, Carrie. And they keep doing that. And then Doug would say, at this, there's usually food right here. How does it get here? And they're all confused, because she didn't come cook for them, That's going to be us next week when Daniel's gone. Where the hell is everything? What do we do? Y'all got to watch that episode. Am I live?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, crap.
Sorry.
Let's talk about building confidence. So everybody got a pen and pad, please. Thank you. Good job. And my school teacher back there has one.
I have my iPad.
I had used no. There you go. There you go.
Somebody needs a paper.
No paid attention.
I'll take a piece of paper.
Yeah, we don't want to write on computers. Everybody at home, no writing on your notes, no writing. This is something you've got to write down. If you don't write it down,
Thank you, Tina.
I forget the retention, but it's like 70%. Thank God Tina's here.
I got a pen. Thank you.
I am certain that you were a school teacher at one point in your life.
Also,
Okay.
I know.
She seriously, she's always taking care of us like this. I want to say a few things about confidence. Confidence, Dahlia, isn't something you check off and you got it today and it's done. You've constantly got to work on it. I don't care who you are in life. I don't care, athletes are real big on this. The best of the best back in the day, Aaron Rodgers for you, he still would lose confidence from game to game, depending on what he was telling himself and speaking to himself. And confidence is the exact same way. We have to constantly speak to ourselves great. But I want to talk about something before that, and it goes with it. It's called assumptions, assuming the worst. Okay. And we tend to do it as people. We think someone's mad at us. We assume the worst. We assume that when we're recruiting somebody, they're going to say something like, ooh, I've heard of EXP. And you assume they're going to say something bad, as opposed to assuming they're going to say something great. If you would assume they're going to say something great, chances are they'll say something great. It's crazy. Just assume that everything is going to work your way, as opposed to assuming it's going to go bad. When you're dealing with what are some questions that a customer might ask you on a listing appointment where you might think it's negative? Give me some ideas. I'm talking to another real estate agent. Okay, what else? I keep throwing them out there, but I'm pretty new. You guys have been here a while. Why is your fee so high? Do I got to pay 3%? What else? Do I have, or hey, not why is your fee so high? Maybe they just say, am I going to have to pay 3% and am I going to have to pay 3% for the buyer? Okay. Y'all with me?
How high can I list it for?
How high can I list it for? Okay. That's good. What else?
What's your experience?
What's your experience? So I'm pretty new at this. Amanda, are you new at this?
Yeah.
How long? Fresh? Okay.
I got licensed in February.
Okay. So I'm not too far behind you. And no one's asked me that question, my experience.
No, that's me either.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's just like usually a question. I just didn't want to scare any new people. Typically, no, they don't. Have they? Anybody asked you? No? Yeah, no one's asked me either. But what like if someone brings up NAR, we get negative. We assume negative, right? We assume, uh-oh, but maybe it's good. Why don't you just assume it's good as opposed to assuming it's bad? And what happens is your assumptions become beliefs, and then your beliefs become your life. Yeah.
Still pretty new. Why is it when somebody brings up NAR, why is that?
The NAR settlement, I should have said settlement after NAR. NAR has always been here. The NAR settlement where someone got, let me just break it down for you where you don't get confused. Someone got sued in Missouri. It affected the whole industry. We made some changes. The changes are freaking great. No kidding. They're amazing for you and I because we got to all communicate and talk to other real estate agents. Now, the older real estate agents that won't adapt and change, and they're going to get pushed out, they're complaining about it. And so we think the noise is that everybody's complaining about it. That's not the truth. That's not the case. I love the fact that I'm talking to real estate agents and communicating with them as opposed to constantly texting and not, we're not representing the buyer or the seller correctly if we ain't talking. So I thought it was a great settlement. Right? But you'll talk to some other people. So, but my point is, a lot of people have a negative connotation about it. It could be positive. Like Amanda, where did you work before this?
I mean, I'm still doing my current job. I'm a nutrition therapist.
Nutrition therapist. Okay. Has anybody heard of like recruiting companies like Amway? What are some other recruiting companies? Because not everybody's heard of Amway. New Skin. That sounds like that definitely sounds like a Amway type thing. The military. But so when someone's talking to me and asking me questions, if I'm recruiting them and they ask a question, this sounds like multi-level marketing, that might not be a bad thing. Quit assuming that's a bad thing. Ask them the question, do you like multi-level marketing? Because they might love it. I love it. I got stupid rich off of it. I barely graduated high school, so I dig it. But you don't know who you're talking to. Quit assuming the worst. Quit assuming, like around my subdivision, I run and I wave and I say hello to people. And usually it's very loud and obnoxious because I got headphones on and I'm out of breath and I can't breathe. And I just give, hey, and I usually get a different response back, like, or barely a response at all. Does that mean they were rude? Or you come up to a group of people and let's say Amanda and Brandon are talking and they're talking and Amanda's talking to Brandon and you walk by and you say, hi, Amanda. And she doesn't really know who you are. And she just kind of gives you a half-ass, like scared, and turns around, keeps talking. Why is she so rude to me? She's all having fun with Brandon, talking to him. Why is she so rude to me? Well, I just identified my wife. That's my wife. Because my wife doesn't really know you that well. She's going to give you a half-ass hi because she's a little nervous. But when she's talking to you one-on-one, she's your best friend. But you might assume, you see what I'm saying? You got to be careful with your assumptions. So I'm going to beg you as we're building our confidence to assume the best in everything. Assume that you're going to get the listing appointment. Assume that you're going to get the buyer's rep signed. Assume that the client that's going to go see your house today is going to want the house. Assume these things. It's better to assume the best than the worst. Because I can promise you the majority of the time when you assume the worst, it doesn't happen. And you wasted all that energy as opposed to assuming the best. Assume the best things are going to happen to you. Assume that great things are going to happen to you. The majority of the world's assuming the worst. Yeah, just my luck. I had bad service today at Chili's. Just my luck. Why are you saying that? I want you to change that narrative and say, just my luck, I found $100 on the floor. Happens all the damn time. Pick this $100 bill up. Just my luck. That's what I want you to change your life to. Okay? Because I can promise you this. People that have, I'm trying to think of some big names here in EXP that y'all might know, but I can't think of any right now. I can tell you this, Daniel Ng assumes the best. He assumes that things are going to work as opposed to that they're not going to work. Successful people just do that. That doesn't mean they're right all the time. However, they assume the best majority of the time, and therefore that happens. Okay? Building confidence. I need y'all and everybody at home watching. I want you to write 5 things down that in your life have happened to you. It can be second grade, first grade, I don't care, whenever it is. But I want you to write down 5 things that have gone great for you, that have happened for you. Don't be generic and say, I graduated college. What did it feel like? What did that mean to you and your family? What did that bring about to everybody around you? I want to know feelings, not, I can't believe I walked across the stage. That's not a feeling. Okay, I want feeling behind this. Like what, give me 5 things. I want you to write it down. You're not going to tell me, so don't worry about it. You ain't telling anybody in here unless you choose to. But I want you to write 5 things. It can be jujitsu. It can be anything. Okay, business, private, anything. Okay, write those 5 things down for me. Summer school teacher. Amanda, are you done?
Yeah.
How far back did you go, just out of curiosity?
How low?
How far back? Second grade, third grade, fourth grade?
Oh,
Don't tell me. You don't have to tell me anything. I'm just curious.
mine are honestly all within the last like probably 10 years of my life.
Okay, good. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just curious if anybody went back further. What about you?
When I was 4.
4. No kidding. Sweet.
And my memory's not good. I don't remember that far back.
That's one core memory.
You're technically supposed to do 10, but I don't have time, so I'm doing 5.
Was this just like core memories that we have that made us feel great?
Yeah, just the feeling like when you think about it today, you're still like impressed and you get tingles and you're like, damn, I did that.
Okay.
You know, everything was stacked against me, whatever it is, whether it was, standing up in front of a group of people and talking, anything. What did that feel like? Like, how did you feel, Scrib, the day you did the plan, that the rest of the day? How'd you feel?
Felt like the man.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. You got to have those feelings. Four years old. That's impressive. Doggy, you good? What was your earliest?
Like high school.
High school? Was yours high school? You're not done. No, you done? Was yours high school?
6th grade.
6th grade. Okay. Samuel? 5 years ago. Okay. How old are you? 23? Rock on. And you're part of Toby's team? Sweet. How'd you meet Toby? He's your cousin. Good. I'm glad you're here. I wish I was as smart as you at the age of 23 to be in a room like this, learning. That's we're all jealous. Not all of us, but some of us. Everybody else done? June, you done? How far back do you go? 3 years? Oh, 3 years, not 3 years old. Whew. I can't remember that. Okay. Anybody not done? You're not done? Okay, keep going. You done? How far did you go back? 8. 8 years old or 8? 8 years old? No kidding. It's impressive. When y'all were writing these down, just kind of give me some head nods. Did you have like some deep feelings and remembering what it felt like with that victory, whatever it was? Samuel says yes. 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 Anybody want to share one? You don't have to. I'm just asking. No?
Yeah. So when I was in 6th grade, I broke my ankle really bad playing football. And the doctors, because of how bad my blood plate was shattered, they said that there's a chance that my leg wouldn't grow right and I wouldn't be able to walk the proper way. And proved the doctor wrong.
Yeah. Okay. How old were you?
6th grade, I was 11 or 12.
So 11 or 12 years old. And the reason I wanted, hey, Gabby, good to see you. And the reason I asked is because what we have to do, Dahlia, is get that childlike faith that we had. We all had a childlike faith. Like we could do anything, You just believe these weird things that you could do and accomplish, right? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's like childlike faith inside of you. And then what happens is, Amanda, is we become adults and we get critical and cynical and like, oh, well, just because Daniel got rich, I can't. You start getting cynical. Well, he doesn't have it as bad as me, or she doesn't have it as bad. She doesn't understand what I've been through, right? But when you were a child, you had this childlike faith inside of you. You could absolutely do anything, right, Dahlia? Do you remember those days? What would you believe when you were a kid? Like you could absolutely do it. Well, I'm going to give y'all one and let y'all think about it. This is a goofy one. This is how goofy I want you to get. Me and some friends decided we were going to get in the Guinness Book of World Record and hold the longest softball game. Don't know why. It makes no sense whatsoever. And we only had a couple of parents that believed us. A couple thought we were idiots, right? But we just going to do it. And we start early in the morning, play late. I mean, we never got in the Guinness Book of World Record. And I don't know if that's even a thing. And I don't even think we really did it correctly because people were leaving and coming and to go to lunch or had parents called them dinner, all that crap. But I remember staying there so late, Amanda, thinking this is going to happen. Going to bed that night thinking it was going to happen, right? See, that's the type of belief it takes to get rich. That's the type of belief it takes to be crazy, stupid, successful and have 10 closings a month. That's the type of a belief you have to build a large company. You have to have those crazy beliefs. And we had them as children, and then we slowly lost them. They start to chip away. Now, can anybody think of one? Anybody think of one that they did when they were a little kid? Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
Oh my gosh, I have a lot.
Just give me one.
I remember when I was little, I thought I could fly because I grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
And so, all these different birds are flying, the peacock are flying. So I gathered all these feathers, peacock feathers, duck feathers, whatever. My friend and I put them together. We got on the second story of our barn and we taped them to our arms and we were going to jump out and fly. We jumped out, but we didn't fly.
But it's that type of belief right there that we once had instilled in us and we let it go away. And we start looking at, well, I hate when people, well, I just want to think realistically. Listen, I'm standing in front of you and there's nothing realistic about it. I should be dead. There's nothing realistic about anything about success. Nothing. Okay. It's so far out there. But you got to go so far out there with your brain and your beliefs that it happens. Right. I mean, who wants to, anybody else got one they want to share? Yes.
When I was smart. Okay. When I was in 5th grade, a boy told me that he can never beat me in this game called Watermelon. It's like when you have 2 bars. I don't know if anyone knows it. You have to jump over and just basically tag the person. He told me I couldn't do it because I was a girl.
Yeah.
And so we had all of recess come to this part of the playground a week later, and I beat him, busted my chin, but I beat him. And I said I could do it.
That's gorgeous.
She has the scar to prove it.
Well, I love that story because of who she's become. And now she's a badass in jiu-jitsu. I think the story's perfect. It just kind of,
Yeah.
I'll prove it to you. We need to find him again, see if you can beat him in jiu-jitsu. I bet you could.
I remember his name.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So you remember his name. And those are the types of feelings we have to have. And probably other people told you couldn't win either.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how many times do we hear things about our family and friends? People call me up all the time, Noel, and they'll say, my wife isn't bought into what I'm doing here. She's not bought into my dream. My husband's not bought into my dream, right? Why are you listening? Did you listen to the people that told you couldn't win? No, because we had that childlike faith. And that's the childlike faith it has, especially right now in today's market, right? Would y'all say the market's a little tough right now? Yeah. 24 was a little tough? Yeah. So you got to have this, because people are asking me, Paul, you left insurance, one of the best businesses in the world, to get in real estate when it's dying. Y'all are in a deathbed right now. You know what I'm saying? And this is the best time to join, moron. What are you talking about? See, I don't listen to it. That's the stupidest. If you say that to me, that's the dumbest thing in the world. That's like saying, well, now I want to buy Bitcoin. Well, I bought it when it was 20. Okay. Now you got to buy it at 106, 107. But I bought it at 20. So you with me? A lot of people would have told me back then, you shouldn't buy Bitcoin. Am I right? Oh, it's never going anywhere. It did, right? And it's the same thing in real estate. When do you want to get in real estate? When everybody's going great? No, you want to get in when it's time to build. So that's the way you got to think when someone says things to you. Okay. What are some other things anybody, like someone has said something to you and that you can't do it and you're like, no, watch me. You got one of those?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's my early teaching career. So I was in college, went to TCU. My professor said, you should not be teaching math. You shouldn't be doing any type of teaching. So it really crushed my dreams. I went out there and kicked some butts. Got TIA recognized recently. And just looking
Give her a
at-
hand for that. Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. I said, don't tell me I can't do things.
And that's the belief. That's why you're going to be successful in real estate, right? I forgot we had another school teacher here. Do you ever watch online when we're doing this?
I'm trying to.
Okay, because I've been giving Dahlia some seizures by my spelling up here on the board. So now you can jump in and get a seizure, or y'all can help each other, hold each other. But I was going somewhere with that, Samuel. Oh. So that's that thing. Someone told you couldn't do it. Be like, no, I can do it. So like we watch the news and we're like, oh yeah, that's just the way the world's going. Why are you following them morons? You know what I'm saying? We're different than that. We go this way. Y'all with me? But you got to have that confidence inside of you saying, no, I did it when I was young. I can do it when I'm old. Does anybody have a cool story like that or any of these stories? Anybody else want to share? Scrib? You don't have to be young. You can be older.
I mean, I feel like everyone says I can't do it all the time, but I end up, doing it. But one thing that comes to my mind, I just remember when I first got into real estate, my grandpa was like, hey, don't do it. Like, it's hard. You're not going to be able to do it. But in my head, I was like, just you wait, it's happening.
Okay.
So that's what pops in my head.
Okay. So we have confidence when some people tell us they can't do it. Gabby?
All my family say, don't move to United States.
Yeah.
You can make it along with the kids. And I have the confidence and pray a lot.
Mhm.
I have a scare in that time, but you need to make the decision and be,
Mhm.
with your beliefs.
So this same confidence that y'all are talking about, I know everyone else got it too, but that same confidence you have right there, you've got to take into every buyer or seller appointment. Would you say, and be honest, your confidence is that high when you go do a listing appointment? As high as, you haven't been on one yet? What about buyers, trying to get a buyer rep?
Right.
Was it as high as when people told you couldn't teach?
That was pretty high, yeah.
It was really high when you were, okay, good. That's unique. Thank you. Anybody else? Me, I fight with that. I'm like, I'm real confident over here, but then I start to do something and I start to weaken myself. Anybody like me? You start to weaken yourself because I don't know enough. I don't know everything. I don't know all the terminology. But then I have to get myself out and say, wait a minute, screw that. Screw that. Look at what I've done in life. And I just start reminding myself of what I've done. Here's the problem with the majority of people in here. You're going over all your failures. You're going over all your failures when you walk into an appointment, especially if you start getting hit with some objections. You're thinking about where you failed. You're thinking about where there wasn't success. You might not be thinking about a failure, but you might be thinking you didn't get success this one time. Therefore, I can't get it again. You're thinking about that as opposed to thinking about all the wins in your life. Maybe you don't have a win on the listing appointment side. When you walk into a listing appointment, you're going to walk in with like, hey, I had a bunch of morons tell me I couldn't be a great teacher. Is that what it was? And look what I did. Look what I did. I mean, there's a lot more education and stuff that goes behind that than being a real estate agent, for the love of God. Like, you should be able to pass this easy. But you got to have this, but it's hard to take that confidence and bring it over here because you start to think, well, I haven't been in the business as long as Tina. Oh, neither have I. But I have crazy confidence when I go into an appointment. We did our coaching call yesterday, and you heard me, Scrib. I'm going out and doing an appointment at 1 o'clock today, and I expect, no, you heard me say this, I expect to get the listing agreement signed. I expect to have a listing by the end of today. I just expect that. And I really do expect that. And if you don't say those words out loud, you're not going to expect it either. Or you're not going to expect it like I do. You've got to start saying things out loud that just make no sense. No, ask me, why did I expect that? No, ask me.
Oh, why did you expect that?
Because I'm just going to speak it and say it till it comes true. I have no idea. I had no idea, Brandon, the appointment I was going into. Gabby, I had no idea. I didn't even ask Carolyn. But as we're in the car headed over there, I said, by the way, tell me a little story about this person we're going to go see at 1 o'clock today. Ooh, it had some hair on it. I said, I might not have should have just told everybody I was going to get this deal. You know what I'm saying? But no, I was like, I'm expecting to get it. Now, I didn't get it yesterday, but I'm expecting to get it. Okay. I'm expecting to get it. That's how confident you have to start saying things to yourself. You're talking like trash to yourself. I promise you are. You've had great success like that. Like, oh my God, like, how did she do that? How did you do that? You know? But then we go into something new and we start tearing ourselves down little by little by little. How did you know you could beat him?
I did it.
You didn't?
I had no idea. I just wanted to do it.
That, my friends, is success in real estate. That's success in building a business. That's success in anything. I don't know. I just knew I wanted to do it. I'm going to find a way. That's it right there. So it's not, notice she didn't think she could, or you thought you could, but you didn't know how. Just like you might not know everything going into a listing appointment or doing a successful open house. You might not know everything, but you know what? I'm going to have a successful open house today. What is a successful open house? There you go. If you're brand new, showing up, baby. Thank you. You know, I mean, so y'all with me? You got to start thinking this way as opposed to, well, I got to learn KV Cool. Well, not that anymore. I got to learn Bold Trail, Lofty, Close. I got to learn all the CRMs. I got to learn Brandon Scribner's script. You know, he has so many listings and Tina has so many listings and they just got the script. I need to know what they're saying, how they're talking to people. No, you got to do what?
Just you want it.
Just you want it. I want it. Who in here wants listings? Like you want listings. Like, damn it, I want listings. I'm going to get listings. You've got like 36 of them. Greedy, taking all of our.
There's a saying, whether you think you can or think you can't. You're right.
Yeah. So what I need y'all to start doing is speaking. I want listings. I don't know how I'm going to get listings. I would write this down if I were y'all. I want listings. I don't know how I'm going to get listings, but damn it, you leave the bad word out if you want. I'm going to get listings. I will get listings. Start speaking it. Start saying it. I started doing it right when I got here, and Daniel's like, why are you saying that? You said you were just going to build the team. I said, I don't know. It just came out of my mouth. I want to do it now. And guess what? I've got 3 listings right now. I'm about to have 4. Actually, by the end of Friday, I'll have 4, right? Don't even know how to spell real estate, Amanda. But here I am. 4 freaking listings, right? I got 1 that's on land. I ain't got a clue. I put it on our little We Partners thing and said, hey, I got something with this. And I forget who reached out to me and taught me everything I needed to know. No kidding. I don't even know who it is. Was anybody in here? No one does land? Okay. No kidding. I put it on when I first got it, like about 2 months ago. And I said, guys, I got a piece of land. I got a trailer home on it. And it's a good place. And anybody got any advice? And boom, the dude called me up and told me everything. And I know he's on your team somewhere, somehow.
Oh, maybe David.
It wasn't David. Wait. No, not David Fan. No, I know David. I know David real well. No, it was some guy. At first, he was trying to find someone to buy the property and his buyer didn't want it. And then he came back and just told me a few things. Well, cool. So I did everything he did and it's all working. I want listings. Hey, guess what? I'm going to be successful at listings. I tell my customers that. I expect to sell your home. I 100% expect to sell your home. That's it. Done deal. What's your marketing strategy? All of it. Everything. But I expect to sell this home. See, if you don't expect great things in life, nothing's coming. Quit walking into a meeting, belittling yourself, thinking of everything you don't know and freaking out and being panicked, as opposed to saying, you know what? Everything I need is already inside of me. I want this listing. I will figure it out. And the great thing about We Partners is you can call somebody. If the customer asks you something crazy, say, it's a good question. I'm gonna call someone real quick. Done. That's it. Back when I was selling life insurance, I trained my agents. I'd say, listen, what I need you to do is go run an appointment tonight, but I don't know what I'm doing yet. I said, that's the best time. I need you to tell the customer you're brand new. I promise you, I haven't failed yet. 100% of the time, you will sell the policy. Huh? I said, yeah, tell them you're new. And every single time it worked. They would sit with the customer and say, I just want to let you know, straight up, I'm new. This is my first appointment ever. And every time, and she goes, but don't worry, I got people that I can call that have 15, 20, 30 years experience. We're good. And everybody bought from them every single time. You with me? And that just, now everybody went up to the challenge. Not everybody did it. people would get chicken and scared. Oh, I don't want to do that. They would say things like, I don't want to embarrass myself. And I'd say, wait a minute, didn't you tell me your why is your kids? See, if your why is your kids, you would run through a freaking fire, embarrass yourself. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Don't embarrass you. You can't, they can't, your why can't be your kids if you're afraid to go tell someone you're new, right? So give it a shot, Daddy. The next time you're on an appointment, just let them know. You'll be my first listen. Good news. I got this guy, Brandon Scribner. Oh my God. Dude is good. And he's right there on the phone call. I can call him and talk to him. I got Tina. She's going to help us. I've got 90,000 agents that can help us. No kidding. How cool is that? That's all you need right there. Not this, oh, I got to have this, I got to have that. But the problem is our confidence isn't up there yet to do it. How do we get it there? Go do it. Start speaking it for starters. Start speaking that I expect to win. Start saying that you're going to get all these things. Most importantly, when you go into these appointments, I need you to have these 5 things with you. Whatever situation you go into where it's scary, where you're nervous, whatever it is, I need you to have these 5 things and keep reminding yourself what a badass you are. Okay. Now listen, I have public spoke for 15 years now. I'd say 14 of those years I was really bad. So maybe 1 I've done good, but I've done it for like 15 years. And Daniel got me a speaking title, what word am I looking for?
Engagement.
I'm speaking, there we go. I'm speaking July 30th or 31st, I don't know. And I'm nervous. 100% nervous. This is a group that I don't know. This is a group that doesn't know my accomplishments. I'm nervous. So I keep telling myself no. And I call my pastor all the time, talk to him, and he tells me what an animal I am, what a warrior I am. Do y'all have someone like that? Do y'all have someone you can call at all times and they speak to you what a warrior and animal you are? Not a bad animal, but like a badass.
You?
Me? Thank you. I like that. But seriously, you got to have someone that you can call when you're here, not to go down with you, but to bring you up. Okay. Most of the time, you know who we call? The person that's just as scared as we are. And you're afraid to tell people you're nervous. Tell people you're nervous. Ain't nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. In fact, Scrib, you did it up here when you did your first thing. He told everybody, I'm a little nervous. Dude, he was good. He was outstanding. I think because he spoke those words and go, okay, no one shot me. I didn't die when I said it. I'm still here. But you got to take these 5 things, June, and you got to remember them at all times. Because if you don't, you will replay all the bad stuff. There's a famous athlete, and I forget who it was. If I say his name, y'all all know him. But he never watched his strikeouts. He would look at the game tape, and he would have his people take all of his strikeouts out. And they said, why do you do that? He goes, why do I want to see myself fail? Why do I want that feeling? I want to see all the times I won. I want to hear the ball hit that bat, and I get chills. Because that's the noise I'm going after. Not a home run. I'm going after that noise right there. Think about that. I got chills thinking about that. And I never hit a baseball, but think about that. I'm going for that sound, that thunk, and you just know it's going big, right? See, that's what you got to be thinking of. And that's why you got to drown out the noise of the world, because you're headed to your appointment. Amanda, do you have children?
No.
No. Well, for us that have children, Amanda, when we're headed to the appointment, we're thinking about the kids. We're thinking about the wife, the husband. We're thinking about everything going on in the world. Our interest rates going down today. I think a lot of us are thinking about that today. Right? I think he speaks today, right? Powell speaks about.
He said no rate cuts.
He said no?
Yeah.
This all go home. No, I'm excited. He said no. You know why? Because our competition just got weak. Our competition said, uh-oh. Hey, let me tell y'all something. There is a famous golfer. He'll come to me in a second. Any golfers in here? Who's the guy that won many British Opens? His name will come to me as I'm telling you the story. But he won 5 British Opens, which is unheard of. And the British Open, at some point in some time, there's always, not always, but there's a lot of times there's rain. And they asked him, what do you do? What is your mindset going into? Y'all need to listen to what I'm telling y'all, because this is big. What is your mindset going into the British Open? He goes, I pray for rain. I pray for rain. And the sports announcer was like, what the hell's wrong with you? This is already one of the toughest courses in the freaking world, and you're praying for rain? He said, yeah. Because every week when I go to tee up, I'm only playing about 25 people. That's it. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot more people playing, but he knows his competition is what? 25 people. He says, when it rains, I've got maybe 4, maybe 5 people I'm competing against. Damn. I got chills telling you all that. Like, that's the way he's thinking. Today, the interest rates didn't go down. People are going to be complaining. You'd be like, yeah, my competition just shrunk. It just got really small. They're driving around sad. It's getting worse. The world's coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? But you're like, no, man, it just got good. It's raining. I'm fired up that it's raining. The dude's name's on the tip of my tongue and it won't come out.
Tom Watson.
Thank you. God bless you. Tom Watson. It was right there. Tom Watson. And he said, when it rains, and that's what we need to be thinking about. When everybody else is saying it's bad, you say, cool. A lot of my competition just got eliminated. I'm ready to rock and roll. Y'all with me? You got to think these ways. These ways. You got to think this way in order to win, especially in today's market. Okay. So who in here wants to share a thing of confidence? Anybody else? Gabby did. Brandon did. Anybody else? Samuel, you got one you want to throw at us?
Oh, like 3 years ago, like I had like a car. I was driving with like a 2008 Toyota Corolla, and I wanted to replace my car stereo, and I didn't know how to do it, and I just watched like a YouTube video, and then I just like bought whatever parts I needed. I had like soldered all the wires, and I just like ended up doing it.
Did anybody tell you were crazy?
Yeah.
Your mom did, yeah. But you wanted that radio player, right, in that car, and you were going to find a way. See, my mom used to always tell me that. She said, Paul, when you wanted something, you'd get it. Like, I knew you could have gotten good grades. You didn't want it, you know? So why did we think that way when we were younger? Now, you're still young. Keep that thinking. Don't ever lose that thinking. And in fact, if you hang out with an adult that's bitching about the world, don't hang out with him no more. Hang around Daniel all the time. He's happy about everything. No kidding. Like, everything's good. Everything's great. No problem. Hang out with Daniel a lot, okay? Because you start hanging around people that also bring you, what's up, Trina? They'll start bringing you down, bringing you down, and bringing you down. You start believing that crap. And then you start to think it can't be successful. You start to think, when I say, because every time I say, I want you to have 1,000 people on your team, I know the first thing they're thinking of is, I would just like to get 10. What about I want you to have 1,000. See, because I believe you can have 1,000. But do you believe you can have 1,000? That's all that matters. Do you want 1,000? Y'all with me? I mean, does anybody here want 1,000 people on their team? I mean, June, you have a bad quarter, a bad month, bad year, but you got 1,000 people on your team. You good? Yeah, you're not stressed, are you? Now, when you have, Amanda, when you have 1,000 people on your team, income's always coming in. You have a salary. People always tell me they want a salary. I want a salary. I want a salary. Build a team. It's a salary. No kidding. It's just constant. Just keeps coming in, right? And then what happens is when you go out in the field, you're relaxed. People buy from relaxed. People don't buy from someone that's uptight and scared and worried about the next commission check, right? Because you can feel that, right? You can sense that. As opposed to like, you know what? So let me ask anybody in here want to answer this question. Why are you doing real estate?
Because I hated my previous job and lifestyle at that time.
Yeah.
This was something new
Yeah.
I could try.
What do you tell your customers?
Why I got into it?
No, what if a customer asks you like, why real estate for you? Or you're meeting someone in the elevator, say, and they say, what do you do for a living? What do you say?
Real estate consultant?
Real estate consultant?
Yeah.
Do you got anything else?
No.
No. Anybody else say anything different? What do you say, Tina?
Well, if I have enough time, I tell them my full why. And it's because for me, I was abandoned as a newborn. I was raised by my grandparents until I was 10. Then I went to go with my parents. Home was not a joyful place at that time. And I always told myself when I got to be an adult, I wanted to be able to open my home for other people. And I wanted home to always be a respite. And so I got into real estate because I wanted to be able to impact people with their decision and help them in their choice to buy, find, and sell their home. Because it's the most cherished place that you get to impact the most number of people usually in your life. And so I absolutely love what I do. I love being a part of that.
That's good. Y'all need to practice and get something like that. What do you do when you're recruiting? What do you say? Can I help you?
It depends on the person.
Can I help you?
Sure.
I'd say exactly what you just said.
I mean, I do say that a lot, but.
Yeah, because recruiting, you're not, because what happens is when we start to go into the recruiting mode, man, is we start thinking we got to recruit this person as opposed to just telling the story. Tell that story. Who in here is more impressed with what she just said, wants to help her? Because I did not know that about her. You said you were abandoned? What does that mean, abandoned?
My mother was a teenage mom and she left me with a babysitter for a week. And when my real father went to go find me, they had to search for a week before they found me and finally found, there's a whole nother long story to it. Anyway, they finally found me. My dad and my grandparents finally got me. That's a whole nother story. And so
your mom did not raise you?
I've never known my real mother.
Who in here is closer to her right now? Like definitely wants to know more about her, wants to help her succeed in life. Who in here wants her to succeed in life? Like big time. To know that her mother didn't raise her and then she said, I didn't even know my mother. Dear Lord, right? See, these are the things you got to tell people when you're recruiting and you're talking to customers, because then they're like, oh, whoa. And that's why you also got to find this out about your customers and the people you're recruiting, because now you'll work harder for them. Could you imagine if she was your customer and she told you that story? Who in here is going to do everything in their power to sell her house if she needs to sell it? Like if she tells you that story, Dahlia, and you're out there talking to her and she tells you what happened to her life and you list her home, are you going to probably do a little extra? Hell yeah. If you're not, you ain't human, right? If not, you're just a real estate agent, just kind of a robot. The people I make fun of, the real estate agent robots I talk about, make fun of, right? You can't be that way. You got to be like, oh my God, like we didn't even know this about her, Frank. And now we do. So you got to ask yourself, how many customers do you have that you haven't really gotten to know yet? Like you haven't gotten even to know them. I mean, we just found this out about Tina. We already knew she was special, Gabby. She comes in here and teaches us every week and tells us something great. We knew she was special already, but now to know that her own mother didn't raise her, whew, I can't imagine. My mom raised me, my dad left me. So it's like, it's the opposite. I couldn't imagine not having a mom. I'd be cool without the dad. That's crazy, right? So what does this got to do with confidence? Well, what are you telling your customers? Are you trying to put on a show of how smart you are and how great you are and you drive a Mercedes? They don't give a crap about your Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? You care about it. They care about your story. Does anybody here know what Tina drives? I don't. I don't give a crap. Please tell me it's not a Mercedes.
Honestly, can I just say, if you're going to work with your client, it's not as much about your story as theirs. If they feel heard and, special, then you're the person they want to work with because you made them the most important thing in that conversation.
Ugh. I had a sales agent. I might have told y'all the story already, but he would tape on the back of his laptop right here. He would tape a picture of his grandbaby. And I said, why do you do that? And he said, because my customers want to talk about my grandbaby. I said, no, they don't. They want to talk about their grandbaby.
Exactly.
And that's why your sales suck, because you think it's about you. It was Reed.
Oh, wow.
I like Reed. He was a friend, so I could tell him harshly, dude, take your picture off. They don't want to hear about your baby, just like she said. And plus, you need to know about them because you'll work harder for them once you get to know them. Now, if you're building a team, definitely tell your story too, because people work harder for you. Like when Scribb told me his story and told me about his father and everything he's been through, I'm like, dude, his whole team needs to know this story because they will gather around and help him. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that. So confidence, please have a childlike faith, whether you're recruiting, whether you're buying, selling, whatever it is, whoever you're talking to, and don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm new at this, but I understand people. I get people. And here's what I can tell you about people, Amanda. We're all jacked up. Every one of us is jacked up. We all have jacked up thoughts. When we go into something, we have jacked up thoughts. We think less of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to be different and say, you know what? We're going to start talking great about ourselves. We're going to start building ourselves up as opposed to tearing ourselves down. Okay. Any questions on confidence at all? Now, this is a lot longer. This is like a 7-series deal, but today I need y'all to have these 5 questions. I would put them, I'd hang them. Now, if you're saying to yourself, not 5 questions, sorry, the 5 things you wrote down, if you want to go revisit them and say, you know what, there's something more powerful in my life that I need to feel, like you need to feel it, then cross one off or just add one, okay? but always have these with you to remind yourself what you're made of and how powerful you are. Please, I'm begging you. Because as humans, we will tear ourselves down in a heartbeat, just destroy ourselves. But then we have that one win, Dahlia, and we feel powerful, right? We feel strong. I got this. I got this. How is it we lose it so quickly? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it that we lose that feeling so quickly? It's because what we're saying to ourselves. It's what we're speaking to us. It's what we believe in ourselves. It's not what we're expecting in life. Expect great things. Expect to win. Who in here is expecting to get a buyer this week? Who in here is expecting to get a buyer this week? I am. I'm expecting to get a buyer this week. I got an open house I'm doing in San Antonio, so I'm expecting a buyer this week. If you're doing an open house and you're not expecting a buyer, you haven't been listening to me last hour. You tuned me out somewhere. You were thinking, thank you. I'm expecting, you know what? I've already said that. I already told my business partner, Carolyn, I said, we're going to get multiple offers this weekend. I said, I ain't going to price it too high. I'm going to price it just a little low. I'm getting multiple offers. We're getting out of San Antonio. I love San Antonio, but I don't want to go there every weekend and do an open house, right? So I'm going to price it just right and get the heck out. I'm going to tell y'all something. This is freaky. This might freak y'all out, but I don't care. This morning, I was running, and during the summer, I hate it. You know what? I love it. But my times go up, and just to run 5 miles is like, it feels like 13. Okay. And so this morning I said, I'm going out and running 5 miles a day. I'm going to run 5 miles a day. Going to run 5 miles a day. I got to mile 3 and I started talking to myself. I'm at mile 3. I didn't even look at my watch. I knew it was at mile 3. I knew it. Here I am, Samuel, talking myself out of it. It's hot, Paul. It's okay. You're having a hard time breathing. You're freaking 55 years old. Maybe you slow down. You know, you start having all those stupid conversations with yourself. The same stupid conversations y'all have with yourself when you're buying or listening and all that crap. And I'm having a bad conversation. And I said to myself, no, I'm doing 5 miles a day, damn it. I'm going to hit 5 miles a day. I got to. I don't want to go into September and October and marathon season and be behind the 8 ball like I am every September, October. I'm going in strong. I don't care if I'm walking. But then at mile 4, I was doing it again. And then I said to myself, June, if I run all 5 miles today, this is a side note. I got someone that owes me some money because I bought into his business and he's not paying me and I'm really pissed off about it. I said, this Friday, when he told me he was going to pay me, he's actually going to pay me. That's what I said to myself. But you got to run 5. I don't know why I tricked myself like that. Saying that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's just stupid. But I did, man. I tricked myself. At 7:52, I will show everybody the text just to prove it to you. At 7:52, he wrote, please call me. 7:52, please call me. Right? I finished at 7:53. 5 miles. Swear to you. I got chills. I was like, holy crap. Because he never asked me to call him unless he don't want to talk to me if I can't pay you this week. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, okay, he wants to talk. This has got to be good news. I just made a deal with God that I run 5 miles and it came to fruition. And if y'all think that's crazy, you'll never get rich. Now that ain't gonna make me rich. That has nothing to do with anything what I'm talking about. But I say that to myself with other things I'm doing in life. Are y'all speaking that way? Like, if I just do this, this will happen. I know it'll happen. If I make my $40, if I make my $75, if I make my $250, it's going to happen, right? Poor Trina, when she was working for me in the old business, I said, hey, drive out to Midland. I said, drive out to Midland. It's a 5-hour drive one way, 5 hours back. I said, set 20 appointments. I promise you'll be successful. You can't beat the numbers. Numbers can't beat you. She goes out there, comes all the way back, didn't do well.
Yeah, numbers was kicking my.
I said, go again. I'm telling you, you go out there, 20 appointments. I promise you. And man, on Sunday, I'm like, man, please call me and tell me it's good. You know what I'm saying? And she comes, she's still a little angry about this. And I think she did 4 weeks in a row, right? Was it 4 weeks in a row?
Yeah.
So 4 weeks in a row, she does that.
Yeah.
5th week, jackpot. Her confidence level went up. She became, she started walking a little differently. That's the year you qualified for Hawaii. Barcelona. That was the year she qualified to Barcelona. Her and I went to Barcelona together, not Barbados. Okay. Where's Barcelona? Spain. So we go to Barcelona. That's where Dana's going. Oh, I got a side note. I can tell y'all a funny story. Well, okay, but what I'm saying is that 5th week, Brandon, she hit it hard. And I mean, she made more commissions. I think that weekend you made the whole time the whole, I mean, it was just crazy. But I just kept saying, go, go, go. Because I kept expecting it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it did. And she won Barcelona. Side note, Daniel, you just need to know this because you're going there. Trina and I like to wake up early and go for runs on the beach. And we go running on the beach. Is it okay if I tell the story? Okay. And we go.
She wasn't very confident.
We go for a run on the beach. And what was funny is when Trina and I were leaving the hotel, people were coming in from partying. No kidding. I mean, you can tell they're partying. They're holding each other. Me and Trina like, thank God we don't do that no more. And so we run and we're running and I'm running and I'm looking and I don't know if she's seeing what I'm seeing, Samuel. And I'm like, there's naked people out there. And I'm with Trina, my female agent, you know, I'm like, huh, why couldn't this have been Scribner or somebody? You know what I mean? I mean, just any dude, you know what I'm saying? And so we're running and am I getting taken off the stage? Okay. And I see another one, like fully naked. I'm like, whoa. If I had to ask her, you know, I said, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And she goes, yeah. And then she started staring. I said, Trina, peek, don't stare. Okay, we got way lost on that one. Oh boy. Real quick, when you're building a business here, Amanda, you got to go, Amanda? Oh, okay. Samuel, you're new, right? Help me real quick. Samuel, if you're building a business, can you help me think of all the things you need to build a business? Can anybody want to help Samuel? Huh? Business name? Okay. What about a building? A building? Like Daniel's got this building? Building? Trina, you got anything you can think of? Building a business? What do you need?
People to,
No, I'm talking like material things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
like people.
People, yeah, you need people, but I'm talking like the expenses. Like what do you
Oh.
need? A phone line?
You need phones.
Phones?
And computers.
Computers? Computers, software? You got to hire someone to answer the phone, Samuel, right? So you need employees.
Marketing.
Marketing, you got to pay rent, right? Ooh, insurance. Got to have insurance, right? Oh, this time of year in the Metroplex.
Conditioning.
That's right. Yeah, we'll just put electricity. Actually, it's just, what am I doing?
Customers.
Signs.
Ooh, signs. That's good.
cards.
I'm going to quit. I'm not going to call it electricity because I don't know how to spell it. I'm going to call it money. You need a lot of money to pay for the electric bill around here in June. Signs. What else? Now you're building a real estate company, right? You're a broker. As a broker, Daniel's the only one in here I know that's had a broker business. Did you have like a lawyer on standby that you could call?
You have to have those.
He's got a lawyer.
He's my tenant. He's downstairs.
So he's got a
CPA.
CPA. God bless you.
Yeah.
CPA lawyer. And that lawyer ain't cheap. Like just to talk to him. Like they're all friendly and you thinking it's cool and they send you a bill. Like, holy crap. Your jokes weren't even that funny. You know what I'm saying? I need to quit talking to you and quit laughing at your stupid jokes. You think they're being friendly. I got the nicest lawyer in the world. Bull crap. He's charging you. CPA, lawyer, what else? Anything else we can think of? Huh?
There's so much.
Yeah, there's so much. And really in this right here, you know, most brokers, they're like one lawsuit away from going nowhere. I mean, just disappearing. Just one lawsuit. That's it. Boom. Off the face of the earth. And so there's a lot that goes into building a business, especially this business, right? Would y'all agree with me? And so Gabby, when I tell people that you get to build off of this platform that Glenn has graciously built for us to build off of and use, now what do you need to build in this business? The platform, what do you need?
Discipline.
You need discipline. Just about everything up here.
Yeah.
You need discipline, you need confidence, right?
Phone and a laptop.
A phone, a laptop. So those are your expenses, and $85 a month.
Yeah.
Phone, a laptop, $85 a month, and a desire to win, right?
Time. Yeah.
Amanda, let me show you something. These are all the things you need if you're building a business on your own. Would you agree? Business name, building, phones, computers, employees, rent, insurance. That's supposed to say electricity, but I can't spell it. Money, signs, lawyer. Like, no kidding, Amanda. Most people are one lawsuit away in the broker business of being out of business. One lawsuit to take them out, especially with TCPA going on right now. I don't even know what that stands for, but I hear people say it sounds cool. You can't call people or something. And CPA. You with me, Amanda? So there's a lot to build a business. Now, here in this deal, to build a business, like we said, we need desire, phone, a laptop, marketing. Here, I can do marketing right now. Let's go live. You know what I'm saying? There's your marketing right there, huh? So you just need your phone, huh?
If you're listing, you're gonna need some signs.
You need some signs. When do you need signs, though?
Huh?
When do you need signs? I got a lot of my new people call me
Listing,
when you get the listing, when you get it signed, the agreement signed.
Absolutely.
I got a lot of people that say, "Hey, I need to get my signs." Why?
Because they believe they're gonna get it.
How to get access.
Most of them don't think that way. They're administrative thinking. If I can get an administrative job done, I can make a check mark and feel good about myself before they make a cold call, before they go and sit with a listing. Okay. So these are all. So, but in this business with this model, Samuel, is we have the opportunity to use everything that's here. So what do we have here? We have lawyers, right? Now, if you do something stupid, they're going to get rid of you. But if you didn't do something stupid, it was that you got people representing you. Would you rather have EXP lawyers or yours? Yeah, my guess is Glenn's got a little bit more better, gooder than mine, right? What else do we have access to?
Tech support.
Tech support. Oh my gosh. This is the one that I love. We got access to the brokers. Brokers with an S, not broker, not the one person in the building that we all have to go to and talk to. We got access to brokers. Like, have y'all called the brokers on the hotline or gone into the world and talked to them? Yeah, just go do it. Find a question and go ask them and see how easy it is and see how knowledgeable and how helpful they are. Dear Lord, right?
Transactions coordinators.
Transaction coordinator?
Yeah.
EXP offers you one?
Yeah. You can afford it in each transaction.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But EXP doesn't give that to you.
Oh, yeah.
That's for you over
Okay,
here.
okay.
Yeah, that's something you need.
Oh, there's the CRM.
Oh,
Awesome.
Website.
CRM.
I would say.
CRM. CRM or CRMs? CRMs. You get to choose whether you want close, lofty,
or Bold Trail.
Bold Trail. You get to pick which one you want. If you're out by yourself, oh man, the stress. What if you pick the wrong one? What did you pay for yours? $1,000 a month? $1,000 a month when she was by herself. How much do I pay for our CRMs? $85 a month, right? That's insane to think about. We got Canva,
Website.
a website,
Training. Yeah. Collaboration.
Go Paul.
Locations.
we got the team,
Networking.
networking.
20 different softwares. Software.
100%.
All right.
I mean,
How about reps?
Okay, so we're going that way now, okay? So think about this. You open a broker. You're the broker, Frank. And you got 20 agents paying that you're paying. Now you need an accounts receivable and accounts payable department. Y'all know how expensive that crap is? I built the business once. I went broke fast. Because now either you're the AR or the AP, or you hire someone to say AR or the AP. Oh, IT. You got it. Who's doing the IT, right? Not you. So let's think about how you're going to pay your agents. That's a nightmare to think about. Like if you have a broker that's really, really good at all the accounting and all of that stuff, they're not a good broker. I can promise you that. They're not teaching you the things you need to know. That's the DISC thing. You're on the wrong scale, right? So you can't be a great broker and be like, oh, I do all my accounts payable, accounts receivable. You're probably not a great leader and you're not training your people the way they need to be trained, right? So imagine the nightmare of paying just 20 agents, 20. Daniel's got 300. Who wants to sign up for paying all of Daniel's 300 freaking people? Anybody want that job? Do y'all know the infrastructure that Glenn had to create and build just to pull that off? See, we take it for granted and say, oh yeah, we get to use a platform. We'll get to do this. No. What he put together for us is revolutionizing the business because we don't got to go out and hire all these people. That's a lot of work. So when people say to me, well, I don't want to build, why? You've got nothing to set up right now. All you got to do is do this. Let's say you meet Scrib at a Starbucks. Hey, Scrib, you look like you're a go-getter. You look like you're ready to do something. I would love for you to talk to my man, Daniel Ng. He's my business partner. He's great at what he does. He's happy all the time. I promise you, at the very least, you're going to be happy when you leave the conversation. I'm telling you what, you just need to talk to him. That's it. That's building. Can anybody do that? Anybody do that? I think so. Now, when you get to like 5 or 10 people, Daniel's going to start pushing a little bit of work off on you. Say, hey, you probably ought to learn how to onboard your people. You probably ought to learn a few things, right? He can't do it all for you, right? But he'll help you get, am I right? You'll help them get their sea legs. But could you imagine building an actual company and all the things you need here? See, if I could understand, Samuel, if you said to me, hey, Paul, I want to learn how to do transactions before I build this type of company, I'd be like, cool, yeah, you probably should. Totally agree, Amanda. You probably should learn transactions before you start building. No kidding. But we ain't got to do this. We got all of this at our access.
And more.
And more. I got Angie out in Orlando. She's crushing it. I'm not teaching her all this stuff. Like, she already knows she wants to go with Lofty. I don't know why she picked Lofty. She wants to pick Lofty. Go with Lofty. Brandon, I don't have to sit there and hold her hand. She have to come to my office and us talk about what we're going to buy. She just picks one. Do you know the gratitude I have towards that? I have such great gratitude to that because I don't have to make that decision. And I don't have to hire the brokers to take care of everything. And I don't have to hire the AP and the AR people to take care of everything. Has anybody in here had employees? It's tough. When you think like we think, you get mad at employees very easy. You get very upset with them like, dude, have a little gusto, you know? Well, no, they want a salary job. They don't think like we think. So it's very tough. Okay. So all of these things we have, and you said it, Frank, RevShare. We already have a built-in AR AP system that I ain't got to worry about Trina getting paid, when Trina's getting paid. Is she going to get paid correctly? Is Angie going to get paid correctly? Is Noel going to get paid correctly? I don't got to worry about none of that. You with me? I just know if he does a deal, he's going to get paid. If you're a business owner, are you in the same boat? If you have to make sure they get paid? No, you're constantly worried about it. So what do I get to do, Frank, since I don't got to worry about all this stuff? What do I get to do, Dahlia? Well, not just nothing, but I have extra time on my hands. That's why you can have 1,000 people on your team, guys. You hear that number and you get freaked out. But listen, you tell me all the stuff you got to do. Glenn's already given it to you. You just got to invite people in and say, hey, come check out this group. And on top of that, we're part of We Network, which is the best out there. We're going to 10,000 people. I hope that y'all help me get us to 10,000 people, right? But we got the best network already inside of EXP. And on top of that, we got all of this. Y'all with me? You build a business like this, and all of a sudden, let me just draw out some circles, okay? I like circles. If circles scare you, I'm sorry. Thank you. There you go. Here, we'll do a diamond. Now everybody should be freaked out. I'll do a smiley face. but you so Samuel, give me a name of someone that you know. Just a name. Just someone you know. Julia? How do you know Julia? Coworker? How long y'all known each other for? A year? Okay. So all you need to say to Julia, Samuel, is this. Hey, Julia, have you ever thought about, getting into real estate or building your own business? Almost everybody says yes to real estate. Can y'all agree? I mean, just about everybody you talk to, have you ever thought about getting real estate? Almost everybody's thought about it. Doctors, lawyers, all the way down there. Everybody has thought about real estate. Okay. So Julia, have you ever thought about that? Oh, you have? I need you to meet my good friend, my business partner, Daniel Ng. He's going to go over what we do and how we do it. And if nothing else, he's a great person to know. He knows half of Plano, or if not all of Plano. And just come meet the man. He's a good guy. And that's it. And you move on. Okay. If you try to sell her EXP, you're in trouble. Don't do that. Just talk to her about the people. People join people. People join people. They don't care about the EXP is great. We're the best in the world. No one better. I'll get in a fight with you about it. But I'm telling you right now, they join people. Okay. Dahlia, do you know anybody? Just give me a name.
I'll give you a name that I gave you last time. Yohaida.
Yohaida? How do you know Yohaida?
She's my coworker.
Coworker? Okay. And so you just say, Yohaida, hey, has she been up here? Have you gotten her up here yet? No? Have you asked her?
No.
No. Just say, hey, come up here and meet everybody. We're doing a barbecue, whatever we're doing. I just want you to meet everybody. That's it. And do me a favor, Yohaida. Will you see? I'm excited about it. Let me know if you're, I'm excited about it. Let me know what you think. That's it. Don't say nothing else. And get them here. And you have no idea what will transpire. Melvin, who y'all know, Melvin came here because he said to me, Jennifer, he said, I want to be a transaction coordinator. I said, cool. Awesome. I want you to come meet everybody. That's it. That's all I said. And he came up here and he met everybody. I introduced him to Daniel. Him and Daniel talked about, I don't know what they talked about. I left and I went back to talk to someone else. And then afterwards, he goes, yeah, it's pretty cool. He showed up to the next meeting a couple weeks later, then showed up again. He comes to me, he goes, I'm going to do this. Not once, Frank, did I say, are you going to do this? Not once. He just kept coming up here. And now the man's on fire, freakishly on fire. He's part of Tina Call's co-sponsor stuff. Is that how you say it? And he's calling expireds, FSBOs, and he's got a program, a platform already set up that it's incredible. And he's just getting started. And he's already cold calling expireds and FSBOs. He's brand new. Y'all with me? What did I do? I said, yo, come check us out. I want you to meet Daniel. That was it. I said, someone might hire you as a transaction coordinator. Now, I was thinking to myself, you better than transaction coordinator. I think you could make a little bit more money, but that's what you want to do. Cool. And now look, and every week, Dahlia, no kidding, he's got a new person on the Zoom for me to talk to every week. And I love the way he does it too. Don't everybody try this. Hey, Paul, tomorrow at 3, we're talking to so-and-so. I'll be like, oh, shit. But I figure it out because the man's on fire. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know what he's trying to do, what he's trying to build, and I know who he is. So it's like, okay, let me try to figure this out. So I figure it out. You with me? That's how he's doing it. Not of this, hey, what time can you do it? Hey, would you ever do a meeting for me? You got to be a little forceful. Like, don't tell me, well, I told Daniel about this guy named Jimmy, and Daniel never did anything. Daniel's busy. Tell Daniel, hey, can you do 3 o'clock tomorrow? He's going to tell you yes or no. Y'all with me? Okay, I went off on a different route there. So right here, so who in here knows someone, like give me a name that you know someone you're thinking about recruiting, but you haven't said anything to him yet? Be honest. Yes, Frank.
Brian Davis.
Okay, you didn't have to give me the full thing. So Brian.
Oh, we need to talk.
I was
Oh, wow.
on his team.
I have tried to get him to come.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Brian, let's call him Jimmy because y'all about to get in a fight about something. I just ain't got time for that.
2 years.
So Jimmy, Jimmy comes in and Jimmy does what you say to do and just starts inviting people. Okay. And then these 4 start And this one does this. How much training is Frank doing for this person down here? Probably none with our co-sponsorship. He's probably found someone through here to find the co-sponsor here, to co-sponsor here, to co-sponsor there. Y'all with me? Think about the power, the leverage that we had, that Frank has to this person way down here. What's Frank actually doing for that person? Well, I'm not saying he's not doing anything. Hopefully he's building a positive culture, right? That gets people to want to bring people. But let's say this guy or girl right here brings in 1,000 people. Is Frank happy? What did Frank do? What Frank did is got us Jimmy. And then you encourage Jimmy to bring in a few. This is how I built my insurance company and sold it for multi-million dollars. This is exactly how it happened. I had a guy way down here, Michael and Angie Owens, and they just blew up. Absolutely built the company. Now they have their own insurance company, but Angie's working for us now. Y'all with me? But just absolutely exploded. Now, Frank, I had to teach them everything when it came to insurance. People always go, I can't believe you had a couple thousand people on your team. You know how many I could have had I had Glenn Sanford's model? Shit. I'd be in the 15, 20,000 range, right? But over there training, remember we had to train all these people. We didn't have no system where it just all worked out and everybody could leverage everybody, where I could say, hey, Terry, were you training the person over here in North Carolina? Terry be like, I ain't making no money off. I ain't gonna help you. That's how it was. Here, I got the leverage of 90,000 people, Maritza, just to say, hey, will you help me with this person down here? And then this person brings in 1,000 people. That's just money constantly coming in. You want to go on vacation and not stress? Who in here wants to go on vacation and not stress? Not worry about the telephone, not worry about transactions, not worry about bills. You just go on vacation to go on vacation, and you're present with your wife or your husband or your kids. You're absolutely present. Who wants that? I don't know of another way you can do it. You can't just do it through transactions. Now, do transactions. Okay, they're fun. But when you got a model like this, that you ain't got to train everybody, because you saw what happens up here in this business model. This business model, we got to do everything. Maritza, you missed this part, but here, if you ran your own business, you got to buy a building. I'm so sorry. I'm just glad you're here. But think of all the things you got to do and get to build a business. Here, Glenn Sanford said, here, I'm gonna give you access to all of my stuff. And what I'm trying to do to everybody in this room is y'all got to get grateful for this and say, holy crap, this business is already built. I just got to add people. That's it. Not everybody's going to say yes. Some are going to say no. But you just keep adding and adding and adding. And eventually you'll get this one down here, some crazy fool out of Ohio that just brings in 1,000 people. And forever, you just got steady income coming in. Everybody wants that, right? How much better are you doing transactions when you know that money's coming in? Like, I forget who I was talking to the other day, and I was recruiting her, and I said, she goes, well, I don't want to quit my job. I said, I don't want you to quit your job. I do not want you to quit your job, because then you'll get stressed and you'll start getting commission breath and you'll be bad. Keep your job, keep doing your gig, but at the same time, let's build some people for you, right? Okay. Anybody have any questions on this whatsoever? Brand new folks. Sam, you got any questions on this? Does it seem too good to be true? Yeah.
I haven't met him yet to go over anything, so.
Okay, cool.
But once people see it.
Good. So, but honestly, Samuel, too good to be true? Yeah, sounds good. Okay, I like that. Amanda?
I'm just soaking it all in.
So too good to be true, or you're like, that sounds pretty cool.
I just really don't understand it still. I came from Keller Williams, so
Okay.
it's very different.
Okay. So when I left my insurance deal and sold that company, and I met Daniel, and he said I could build a company. And when he was explaining it to me, I said, that's the same company I built in insurance. They're identical. There's more power here with this one. There's more people, the network, Daniel's network for starters, because I was brand new and I brought like 14 people in immediately. And they looked at me, June, like, what, I don't know what to do. We better ask somebody. Let's call TC. Let's call Scrib. We better call somebody, because I don't know what to tell them. Trini would be like, what do you want? I don't know. I don't know what this means. Let's go hang around the group. And everybody that hung around the group, they're successful. Everybody that hung around the group started just hanging around, they're successful. The other ones that didn't, they quit. Cool. So my point to all this, Amanda, is you just invite people in because then they get to use all of this stuff. I'm grateful to this stuff because I know what it's like to build a business. Therefore, I'm going to be successful. Like, I'm so grateful to what Glenn has built for us. I'm so grateful to what Daniel has built with We Partners and all the spirit and the culture around here. I'm grateful for that. So therefore, I'm going to build a big company. I'm just asking you to find ways to be grateful for it and realize, holy crap, if I go do this on my own, I'm going broke. I'm going broke. And Glenn Sanford, I say it all the time. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to end on this. If you read Apple's story, does anybody know that story of Apple and how they dominated and took over? Okay, so Apple, do y'all know what Apple's why is? Anybody want to guess? Anybody know? Their why is to change the status quo. That was their why. We are going to come in here and change the status quo. We're going to change everything radically. Okay. And oh yeah, by the way, we sell computers. Let me tell you, see, Dell told everybody how great their computers were. How many people here have a Dell or have a Apple product? Right? Everybody got an Apple product, right? Very few got a Dell. Who in here's got a Zen? Nobody. They went out of business. Zen was their iPod. What happened to the iPod? iPhone came in and had one button, done, over with, crushed everybody. But that's not why they crushed. They crushed everybody because what is their why?
Change the status quo.
Yeah, just change the status quo. Everything they get into, they're going to change the status quoa, whether it's computers, iPods, whatever it is. Do y'all know how they change it besides Scrivener, because he was on my call yesterday, and you, Frank? Does anybody here know how Apple changed the phone phone market? Does anybody know what happened? Any of y'all old enough to know the Motorola, the flip phone? Anybody know the flip phone? Even my young pit folks, you know the flip phone? Okay. So the Motorola, do y'all remember how popular it was? Like celebrities were endorsing it. I mean, everybody was about the Motorola, man. That was the thing. It flipped. What'd you say?
It was the pink, blue one, and the silver one.
Yeah. See, we all can, and it dominated the market so big time. You could have never imagined that it would go away. Like, how did that go away? Like, I mean, all the big celebrities were endorsing it and getting paid big bucks for it, right? And it just goes away. What happened? Apple came in and changed the status quo. See, when Motorola was in business, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile dictated everything. They said, this is the way business is going to be. This is how you're going to do things. Okay? Apple came in and says, y'all ain't in charge no more. We're in charge. We will tell y'all how to do everything. Only AT&T agreed. All the other companies said, you won't make it. You won't survive. AT&T said, we're going to roll the dice on you. Do you think they rolled the dice good on that one? Because then what happened was he changed the status quo. He says, we're going to tell y'all how to do it because we are going to become customer based. We want the customers to decide what this phone can do. The customers will make the decisions, not the phone companies. Do y'all remember how much we used to pay for each time we text one like a character? Does anybody remember those days? You get your bill, it'd be different every month. Only a couple of us remember that. Okay. But yeah, so why was that? Because the phone companies were dictating everything. Apple looked at it and goes, we're going to change it all. We're going to change everything. Does that sound a little bit familiar? Glenn Sanford comes in and says, you know what? We're changing everything. We don't need brick and mortar buildings. We don't need a broker every 15 miles in Dallas, right? We don't need one broker who passed his test. He or she thinks they're a leader because they passed a test, right? No, we're going to change the whole thing. So like the rest of the industry, your Keller Williams and all that, they still carrying around record players, right? We're all carrying around music on our digital phones. They're still waiting to go over to their friend's house and turn a record and listen to the music. That's what they're doing. Does it sound eerily familiar, the Apple story to Glenn Sanford? I'm the only one that thinks that?
No, you're.
Yeah.
I'm dead on. I mean, it's just crazy what he did. And now the rest of the market's trying to figure it out. Because guess what? There was a point in time when they said, there ain't no one going to take out Keller. Ain't no one going to take out the balloon people. Ain't no one going to take them out. Ain't going to happen. No way, no how, ain't going to happen. Right? Motorola, gone. Y'all with me?
Blockbuster, gone.
Blockbuster.
Oh,
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Nokia.
Nokia.
What was BlackBerry? My God. If you had a BlackBerry, you was on top of it. You was a drug dealer, or you making good money. Something's going on, man. Oh, I got a BlackBerry. Huh? Little dot. Get a little mouse. Sorry, I digress. So what we're sitting on with Glenn is massive. Now, Glenn's not going to go away because Glenn always says this when he talks to us. You ready? We are always in beta. He's always testing. He's making it, he's agent centric, just like Apple was customer centric, and the customers will decide what this iPhone can do, not y'all. Glenn's the same way, but Glenn's like, we're in beta. Do y'all know that Motorola and all those companies and Nokia and all that stole people from Apple? Stole them. Did it work? No. Why? They didn't have the culture. They didn't have the why. Their why was different. Their why was like, we got the cheapest products. Who gives a crap? No one cares about that. But the why that they had dominated. That's why it's so powerful for y'all to have a why. That's why I want y'all to work really hard on what Tina just told y'all about what her why is. Y'all work on y'all's. Go deeper. Go deeper as to why you're doing this. That way, the next time you're and I'm constantly working on mine. It can be a work in progress, Frank. Try things. Okay. I've got a new one. I can't wait to tell Daniel, but I got a new one. I told Carolyn, she's excited. We're excited. Y'all want to know what it is?
Yes.
I am the CSO of We Partners Network. So when I'm recruiting people and talking to them, I'm going, no, hey, I'm the CSO of We Partners Network. Now, what are you going to ask me when I say that? What the hell's a CSO? I like setting up my own objections. I love setting up my own objections. I'm a chief solution officer for We Partners Network. I'm here to find a solution for you. I've built businesses. I've been crazy successful, and I know there's a solution that you need, and I want to help you get it. Done. Now, when I'm talking to someone in the elevator, it's a whole different story. I'm here to build a team because I was an alcoholic. That story gets a little long. I'll tell them I was an alcoholic later. Okay, I'm recovered now. Tequila. No shit. That does sound good on a hot summer day. It's been 13 years. We're good. But I'm trying to shorten my. So get yours out. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Then you can get into a bigger why, but get really good at that. Okay. But it's a work in progress. I'm begging y'all. Like if a customer that's wanting to buy, sell, or lease from you or invest, what are you saying to them? I got into real estate because I love people. Dork. Okay, I'm gonna go with you because you love people. Remember, people pick people. They're gonna pick you from what comes out of your mouth. How about who in here wants to work on theirs? Let's work on a couple. I'm in real estate because in 10 years, you're going to create memories in here. I want you to think of me. That's a good one. What do you got? Oh, you're about to say something, I thought.
I am in real estate because I like to change lives.
Okay.
And I like to change my life, and I want to leave legacy for the kids.
That's good.
I want to change other people's life. Why? Not only to help you to buy a home, is to helping them to create their own thing.
Yeah. Oh, so now you're in recruiting. I like it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm talking about recruiting. Not only how to set that. I want to change people's life, putting in the new homes.
Yeah.
But I want to change people's life, agents.
Yeah.
So they create their own teams.
Yeah.
So recruiting, how to
You-
grow in recruiting.
You know how much you'll change people's life with that attitude? So many. Because, and I'm going to bring my old mentor Fitz in here one day. I want y'all to meet him. But what he did to my life, think about it. You know what I'm saying? He rolled the dice on me, and my whole life's changed because of it. You know? And he helped impact my life, my kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anybody else? Thank you. Yes.
I want to help people create the space to live an intentional life.
An intentional life.
Yes.
I want to help people create the space where they
help people create the space
can
to
live in this.
live an intentional life. This is more for recruiting.
Yeah.
But
I think you could do that for both.
I mean, I guess I can do it for selling or
Yeah.
buying or
Yeah.
I guess I could, but I was
I just
thinking
wanna-
about that for recruiting.
My goal is to get y'all out of the habit of when people ask what you do and you say, I'm in real estate, I'm a realtor. I'm almost embarrassed to say it. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. But I'm a CSO. That's my new deal.
You
You know,
can put the things in a
CEO,
ChatGPT
yes, yes.
ChatGPT that you love, and, or that interest you, or that are your skill set or whatever, and then ask it, what is my 1 minute elevator pitch, or what is my, how do you condense that into one sentence as I, you know, and then
Yeah.
see what we come up with.
And let's practice it together, because if we don't practice it in here,
Yeah.
it ain't going to work out there. The first time someone asks, so what do you do for a living?
We practice with our clients.
Yeah. Thank you. We
Because you
practice
don't have
like,
the confidence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your attitude is important.
Yeah.
Your confidence needs to show. And you need to be spot on on what you are. If you're the chief CSO, if you're growing, you're finding solutions. I was on a call with you this morning at 9 o'clock on Zoom. And I just said, I'm just trying to find solutions.
I know, I
was
love
on
it.
a call with Mexico just now with Cesar Cepeda. Same thing. I just want to find a solution. I'm not trying to pitch you on EXP or commercial and all this, but I mean, all that stuff is great.
Yeah.
But what is the thing that you're needing?
Yeah.
It was an independent broker. Like, why would I want to pay 20%? And my team has, and I said, hey, if you want to stay at 5 people, that's great. If that's your goal. But I'm at 300, and I can show you how if you want to learn.
Yeah.
And I will pour into you. And we have a team through Dahlia's family in Peru, right? And then our team in Hawaii. I mean, I didn't have that when I was independent as a franchise broker, and I just shared.
Yeah.
And it's a partnership.
Yeah.
But you have to have that confidence. So that's everything. The whole hour was confidence. If you don't have confidence, you don't even have confidence to put it in ChatGPT. Right? A lot of people are like, oh, I need to learn AI. You need to have the confidence. You need to put it there to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So.
That's big. And that's why I love this group, is because my confidence has been built, Gabby, from everybody in here. Because everyone accepted me because I said, hey, I'm brand new at real estate. I don't know what I'm doing. Not one person laughed at me. Not one person said, oh, you're so cute. They just were like, come on, how can we help? And then, I would start doing things, and I'd meet with Daniel and say, hey, we need to have a weekly meeting where we all get together and we're building each other. We're making each other stronger. If I'm up here teaching every week, or if Scrivener's up here teaching, or Daniel's up here teaching every week, you're not learning anything. We need to have this interactive, like, hey, can I practice my, because this is the group that ain't going to laugh at you. We're going to build each other up. We're going to make each other stronger. You don't get stronger by yourself. Sorry. You just don't. That's actually where destruction happens, is when you're alone. I mean, you destroy yourself when you're by yourself. But if you come around a group of people, they're going to lift you up, build you up, and tell you, hey, great thing, you should expect great things are going to happen for you. Then guess what? You'll start to believe that. You'll start to just little by little.
If you want to go faster, go alone. If you want to go,
Further.
far, you go in the group.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm useless without people. And really all of y'all are too. But we're useless. So that's why I need Tina in my life. I need her to say the things that she says. I need Scrib to say the things he says. I need that in my life right now, because every day, June, I learn something new. Every day. It's like, whoa, I didn't know that was happening in real estate. Cool. It's crazy. And I got 4 listings. I think it's hilarious. I'm sorry. People complain about the market. Anyhow, anything else? Anybody want to practice? Frank, give it a shot.
I'm still working on I've been thinking,
I'm building a culture of people. They're going to lift each other. You don't work for me. I ain't your boss. You're not joining a team. I need you to help come make my culture stronger. There's a recruiting deal.
Here's what I was saying like 5 minutes ago. It's like, I love being around people that want to do a great job. And I want to collaborate with those people and just like push each other to new heights. We're like doing it together. It's like going to Muay Thai. It's like we're all there. We're all just having a great time. We're still training. But like, that's the environment I want. So I want that as like my network.
Okay. So now we got to shorten that. We got to figure out how to get that, when you're saying, hey, I'm building a culture of warriors. That's what I say. I'm building a culture of people that got a limp. I'm building a culture of people that have had some things go wrong for them. I'm building overcomers. I don't want to find the prettiest person that's got everything going great in their life. I want someone that's got the smoke of battle on them. That's what I tell people.
Culture of growth.
Culture of growth. There you go. We're building a culture of growth where we all ain't that smart until we come together and all of a sudden we're brilliant. There you go. I like that culture of growth. Anybody got anything else? Somebody want to practice? No, you want to say one? What are you building? Why are you in real estate?
Very much of the thing that they can't make me play.
Okay. Let's make that sound gooder. Sorry.
I didn't hear what he said.
He wants to do something with land. The resource of land is going to go away, or what'd you say?
I want to own as much of the thing that they can't make more of.
He wants to own the thing they can't make more of. Trina's lost, so you need to change that. And Trina's like an engineer. She's smart. She ain't like me.
That might be your why, but when you're going to work with the buyer and seller.
Yeah.
Why do you want to work with the buyer and seller? What do you have to offer? Or recruit?
I'll help you. I got a blue collar work ethic. I'm gonna get the job done. That's who I am. I was a walk-on in freaking college football. I'm a badass. Please tell me you put that on your list. If you didn't, I'm gonna beat you up.
It's the very first thing.
Okay.
There you go, see?
And if I can't beat you, there's a couple people join me. Well, I'll beat you. That's big. You've got that Rudy mentality. You saw Rudy, right?
Yes.
Okay, you got this Rudy mentality, right? I'm gonna get the job done. I don't got to know this. I got to know that. Was it Rudy, or did I say that wrong?
Yeah, I was just thinking about nothing.
Okay.
Wanted to add a lot of new agents that I see. I've been in the industry for 20-something years. See a lot of new agents, and they don't get the right mentor. They don't get the right coach. I see a lot of top producers that get burned out. After year 5, they're doing 50, 60 transactions, and they didn't know how to build something correctly, and they get out because they're just tired. You know, they're scarred, and they get PTSD from doing everything themselves. So the vision when we created this was taking what I've learned, right, being an owner and all that, but able to help more people. I would just kind of calculate how much my expense here at the office.
Yeah.
It's about $25,000 a month. You take away mortgage, the patio. I spent $30,000 on the patio. You guys have that. You guys get to leverage that, right? It's all for you guys, you know. Of course, I get to have fun because I get to see you guys eat and smile and all that. So that's my enjoyment. But really, you know, you guys are so blessed to have a lot of partners here, and it's only getting better. You can ask me 4 years ago, and you're here in this room 4 years ago, a different story. But today is going to be different from next week and next week. Like this week, we've onboarded 8 people. And there are new people coming in. Amanda's new. Brinson just came in. Russell's coming also. And, you know, I haven't seen Josh for a while. I'm glad that he's able to come. And, you know, because we cannot be alone in this today. You have to, it's a partnership. If you don't believe, We Partners is your organization that you're a partner of, then this doesn't work, right? We're building it together. And if you don't want to run with this stuff, that's your choice. But we're running, and we already made our mark. It's in our vision that we're going to have 10,000, and you are a part of that. You know, if you're stuck, get unstuck. How? Talk to somebody here, right? Everyone is capable. It's not for me. I mean, like Paul would share, I don't need this. Right, my wife asked me, "Well, why am I doing all this hard work?" And she knows because I don't sleep. I'm constantly trying to improve because I also want to show my kids to work hard, but work smart. I have to be better. I have to, you know, hire certain things. I need to do more video. Even though you see me on social media, I'm still doing my own things. I need to hire those things out. Those are things because if I don't do it, guess what? You're not going to do it. Right? I have to set an example too. You know. So I'm always constantly improving. I really appreciate Paul, you know, coming in and always pouring into us. You guys need to understand what a blessing this is. And when you walk out this room, if you don't feel more confident, if you don't feel like you're blessed, maybe this is not the right group. But the thing is, you have to change that attitude. I can't change it for you. Paul cannot change that for you, right? Brinza can't change that for you. But we're here together to create something bigger. And, you know, yes, we need to do more transactions. You know, I do still do my leasing for my properties. I still do the lease renewals. I still negotiate. I still handle the back end property management stuff. Yeah, I had a fire in a shopping center this week I'm dealing with. I'm going to Barcelona. I'm glad my brother is in the business. So I said, Parker, here you go. So he had to deal with that. But you know, don't get stuck in wherever you're doing, right? Find your running partner. So going back to the business, find your running partner. I mean, really, at the end of the day, finding someone to keep you accountable, finding a coach, Paul's great. You know, there's a lot of Tina's not in our organization.
Yeah.
Right? Myra is not in our organization. Brandon is not in our
Myra, you're not part of our group?
Yeah.
But the thing is,
I forget about you all the time.
We're all EXP.
we're all EXP, and it's okay because that is the culture I built. Because and now May 1st we have co-sponsorship.
Yeah.
That is a game changer. And if you're not passionate about it, if you don't, I mean, it's all I talk about. Because now we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to be siloed anymore. Everything, but I look at it as I built a foundation. Without it, I was able to do it. I can show that. Now you guys have it even easier. It's almost like you already have the platform. Glenn,
Yeah.
you just got it. But don't get lazy. Don't just because I can recruit for a big leader and I'm done. People are gonna see past you. If you truly want to build an organization, you gotta be in it 100%. And I'm here.
Tina, you can go ahead. If y'all got to go, we went on way too
Yeah,
long.
sorry,
If you got to go, go
sorry.
ahead. Yes, Martha.
I just want to say, one thing that Daniel just say is, you know, sometimes you are solo in real estate and yes, you're a top producer and then you do everything on your own. And I did every year, thank God, my top producer and always personally, I was trying to, my company was more American and only few Hispanic, so I was putting my name in a Hispanic, like, I want to be that one, and I did. And when they recognized the trophies, I was like there, and my broker, I was good about it. But and then after, like he said, 5 years or so,